as you stand here, I'm just going to take a couple of seconds, but as you stand here and we stand for Standing Rock, I'd like you to just bring a little bit of consciousness into your being and really acknowledge where you are standing. I've been watching all of you from the side here, and we are occupying the most powerful point of the most powerful political city in the world right here at the National Monument. So acknowledge that, hold it, and send all those thoughts up that big needle there. If you live in DC or while you're visiting DC, I would ask for you to please go to the Capitol. And when you stand in the center of that rotunda, look around you. All of the art in that rotunda is very, very painful, but it's a very, very honest depiction of the subjugation of the Indian people in the takeover of this beautiful land. And it's our opportunity with this movement to transform that history and to rebirth a new future. When Dennis and I first met, I said to him, we cannot reconcile with the world until we reconcile with ourselves. And the way that we reconcile with ourselves is to truly acknowledge the history of this country, to embrace it, transform it, and work for the future, work for light. So as you're here, please embody that. And with that, here's my fabulous, beautiful husband.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Brothers and sisters, we gather here on this glorious November day under the watchful eye of Father Sky, standing with Mother Earth, feeling our brother the wind, having an opportunity to breathe, to live in this moment. We are part of an emerging history in America. As we stand here, you can look to the monument that was built that memorializes the struggles of our brothers and sisters of color. And when we talk about their struggle with places named Little Rock, Montgomery, Selma, I tell you today, in the struggle for civil and human rights, Standing Rock will be mentioned years to come as a place where people stood up for what everything is good about America, for what America really stands for. And our Native brothers and sisters gathering at Standing Rock from 100 and more different tribes are letting us know that that American Indian Museum is not about people or artifacts frozen in amber. It is a living testament to a driving movement for social and economic rights that is alive today. It is America. We are America. We are Standing Rock. We are. Answer America. We are. America. We are.
Standing Rock.
We are.
Standing Rock.
Loud enough so that President Obama can hear it at the White House. We are.
Standing Rock.
We are Standing Rock. And we are America. And we stand for social and economic justice. And we believe that everyone has a right to have water that is fit to drink, to have air that is fit to breathe, to have land that is not despoiled. We believe that our Native brothers and sisters are owed this, their owed reparations, and in healing that divide, we heal America. We make America whole. We bring ourselves back as one because we are united. We are interdependent. We are interconnected. The truth of our existence is that human unity is real. And so as we gather here and I look out at this crowd of people representing every walk of life, of people of every color, I see America here today. I see America in Standing Rock. I see an emerging environmental consciousness which will save this planet, which will save this country, which will remake American politics, which will lift us up, which will give us an opportunity to truly be free and to reconnect with the natural world. Thank you, my brothers and sisters.
Dennis Kucinich. His name almost rhymes. It flows. I have the honor of introducing a brother of mine, a cousin of mine, a relative, a fellow tribal national of the Standing Rock Nation, a man who was just elected to his first term on our Standing Rock Council, a man who I saw on the front lines from the beginning, who was arrested along with our tribal chairman, Dave Archambault II, who was arrested for standing up for the protection of sacred sites, a man who's been in the community, a man who I've relied on time and time again, a guy who I want on my side in this fight, a guy who's been at camp, who's been living out there, who's been walking his talk. Their job doesn't end. Our government, our national representatives, from the chairman all the way to every council member, still has to run the House. They still have every single need and desperate needs in places of imposed poverty cultures. So this next man is doing his very best to be our voice, to be out there and to be a warrior for his people in 2016 and beyond. Dana Yellowfat, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him up.
Thank you. You know, I tried my very best at writing a speech for all of you, but it didn't work. I'm not a speechwriter. So I thought I'd just come up here and tell you a couple things about what's going on. I want you to take a look at each other out in this crowd. That's the face of revolution. A revolution that started in my homeland, Standing Rock. In early August, let me back up, April 1st, there was a group of youth that wanted us to help them fight this pipeline. So we gathered our young warriors and we rode from Sitting Bull's gravesite to what is called the Sacred Stone Camp and set up a prayer camp to hold continuous prayers, to gather people, to put our message out there. In the first part of August, the company started construction. There was 7 people, 7, that held the fort down against this pipeline company, holding 2 gates and not letting them work. I was given a call a day later saying, Dana, we need help. We need warriors. We need people willing to stop this pipeline. So I gathered my family, I gathered my friends, and we went and gave them hell for the next couple days. On August 10th, they started desecrating sacred sites. They started plowing through our cemeteries. And we went to stop them. And that's when the chairman, Mr. Dave Archambault II, and myself were arrested protecting elderly women and children. And from that day on, things escalated. I brought some people here with me today, some singers, my family members. Those guys are on the front line with me. They've been shot, they've been maced, they've been pepper sprayed, they've been beaten. They don't care who you are. If you're standing on that line, you're the enemy to them. We came in peace. We came to let Morton County know that they weren't the enemy. We shook their hand. We offered them food. We offered them water. But they militarized because they're protecting big money. It's sad to say, but that's what they're protecting. They're protecting Kelsey Warren. They're protecting Kelsey Warren's money. They're also the governor of North Dakota, Jack Dalrymple. That's what he's known by, North Dakota, Jack Dalrymple. I'm not scared to say it. I'm not scared of him. You know, it almost brings me to tears to see all of these people supporting us. This is a worldwide movement. A movement that began on my homelands with less than 30 people. Less than 30 people riding horse to set up a spirit camp. And now all over this world, everybody knows. Miniwichoni! Miniwichoni!
Water is life!
Miniwichoni!
Water is life!
You can't drink oil! You can't drink oil!
Leave it in the soil!
You can't drink oil!
Leave it in the soil!
Standing Rock! You were led here today by some young men and young women singing our traditional songs from my homeland. Our songs that were sang for warriors. In this day and age, we have to view everybody as a warrior. We have to view everybody as an ally. It's very tough to see women and children hurt. But our women and children are warriors also. There's a young man from the Pine Ridge Reservation south of us on Standing Rock, Oglala, that composed a song for this movement. And I'm going to invite my brother, my cousins, and my son up here with me right now. This is such a beautiful song. I want you to record it and I want you to share it. This song is composed by a young man by the name of Isaac Weston. Very prayerful, very spiritual, but also a warrior. A Tokala from the Oglalas that came in the beginning to help us fight. And he's still